Hello, this is Bava. We are recording a Gatecrash draft, and we just opened our first pack. We're doing a Swiss draft for Gatecrash. We do have the Mind Grind here, which can be a good mill strategy. Guardian of the Gateless is amazing for white. Gift of Orzova is amazing for black and white. The Thrall's good, the Cloudfin Raptor's good, the Snapjaw's good, the Shamble Shark's good. We've got a lot of really great stuff. I'm having a hard time choosing. In this particular pack, we will take the we'll take the Gift of Orzova here as the first pick, and we'll see how things go, because that way we can be in white, black, or combinations thereof. Thespian Stage, it's not great. What do we have over here? Debtor's Pulpit's handy, but it's a bit high cost at this point. I actually love these Basilica guards, and I love running Orzhov. So maybe that's what we'll do. I'm not a fan of Massive Raid or Ember Beast. We're already in white, so none of the cards here really make me want to go into red at this point, but we can leave our options open. And I probably pick these guards higher than they should be picked. I should probably take this Pulpit instead and see if some guards come back around, but I'm going to take the guards anyway, because I like them. More guards, another Ember Beast, a Smite. So far we're just leaning white, but it's still early times. Someone's going to be happy in Simic, I think, down the line, but we're passing a lot of good Simic stuff, so maybe it'll get overdrafted. I don't know, does Simic ever get overdrafted? I'm not sure. Smite is good for us. I like having as much removal as possible if we're going to be a little bit more on the defensive side. That can be a nice one. So we will... I'm going to keep the guards actually here. Well, no, we'll take the removal. It's conditional removal, but I like running a removal-heavy Orzhov deck if that's the direction we go. That'll work out just fine. Let's see. Okay. Some good red stuff right there. Why is there a Mugging and a Madcap Skills right in here? We're not in black yet, but I do like this Devour Flesh for removal. I like the Mugging too, but I'm really scared of going Boros at this point. Doesn't seem like a great color to go into. That if we're getting Mugging at this point, maybe Boros is open. But we're picking defensive cards at the moment. So I'm going to try going Orzhov here. And we'll see how things go. I've had much better luck drafting Orzhov than other guilds. That doesn't mean I'm going to have luck today. But we'll find out. I tend to get a lot of really great removal when I go black-white. Let's see, the Confessor is okay. Probably not as good as the other Smite at this point. Just because the more removal, the better. And he's a 5-drop. And he's a pretty small 5-drop, is a 1/3. I like his ability to take any amount of life here, but I'm not sure. We can turn the preview pane on. Here. So, alright, I think we will take the Smite. I've seen the Confessor wheel. It all depends. So look, we can go all sorts of Smites, but this Knight of Obligation is a great guy. And if we put this Gift of Orzhova on him, he's a really great guy. So we will take him. Where'd my preview pane go? Our preview pane down here. Glaring Spotlight. I'm going to take the Dutiful Thrall over the Guild Gate because he's a 1-drop. He blocks like a champ for any of the aggressive decks. If we're playing Orzhov control, we want to make sure that we have enough creatures to get down that we can block hyper-aggressive decks like Boros and Gruul. This guy does a great job, especially against Boros because he's got a lot of guys with 1 toughness. He doesn't want to swing into him, and he just regenerates all over the place. So we will take the Thrall here. I also love this Corpse Blockade. There's some good Boros stuff going around. It looks like Boros might not be overdrafted this time, but our pick here is the Corpse Blockade. Alright, another Thrall or a Flyer. That's tough. And the reason that's tough is that Orzhov likes to have these flyers. That's how we can get some damage in, rather than just extorting. I'm not a huge extort fan. I don't like this guy in particular. I think I'll take the Thrall. I would like that Griffin, but at this point we need some more blockers. We'll take the Debtor's Pulpit here. Nice to see that come back around. Slate Street Ruffian's pretty good, or Beckon Apparition. This can be a fun little trick, but it needs stuff in the graveyard. We'll take him for now. Nothing really great here. We'll take this. We'll take Purge in the Swamp. Okay. Pack 2. Immortal Servitude has been pretty fun. What else do we have? I like Killing Glare. Like I said, I'd like to do heavy removal. This card's a bomb, but you need a lot of guys with the same casting cost to really capitalize on it. And I don't know if we're really going to get there at the moment. So I'm going to take the removal here. This is a really good removal. So we'll take the Killing Glare. Another Knight of Obligation. He's fantastic. Ooh, Genrova Horror. Not so great. Nor the Denizen. Not a whole lot else here for us. The Ruffian's okay, but I think the Knight of Obligations are a good pick here. Now let's move some of these things off to the sideboard here. See how we're doing. Okay. Ha! Enter the Infinite. I wonder if anybody's ever played that in a draft. I think the pick here might be the Edict, but I love these guards. Like I said, the more 1/4 blockers we get out, the more we stall them out, and then we can remove their guys. That said, we have the Guild Mage. He's not the best Guild Mage. that there is. He can win games, but conditionally. He doesn't win games on his own. So I think we'll take the... We have 7 creatures. We'll take the removal here. Alright. Death's Approach can sort of be a trap. Here we have to get creatures into his graveyard to really make this work. I've sat with 2 or 3 of these in my hand sometimes before I get other removal. And that sucks. Scar Goliath here. He wins games for Gruul. I wonder why he's sitting here. Gruul seems to be a bit underdrafted sometimes in Gatecrash right now. I think our pick here is the Kingpin's Pet. I really like this guy. Executioner's Swing. I've seen this. Look, there's 2 Scar Goliaths. My god. Well, we're not going into Gruul now, especially not a double green Gruul, but that's scary if someone gets both of those guys. We're gonna come across him. If we didn't have a good pick, I might hate draft that guy, but I do like the Executioner's Swing right here. And there's a Mugging, too. Pretty crazy. Cartel Aristocrat, featuring in Standard in the Aristocrats deck. Can be okay in draft. I've not had great luck with her. I probably just don't know how to play her. She might be a better choice than the Transport. We can always swing in with the Transport as much as we want. There is the Extort guy here, which might be a good bet too. We're a little light on 2-drops. Is that a good reason to take the Aristocrat over the Extort guy, who's a 4-drop? He's a little slow for me. I'm going to go ahead and take her, because I like her. She's in our colors. Alright. So we have a Ruffian or a Night Watch. I think the 3-drop is better than the 5-drop. We are a little slow, I suppose, so the 5-drop could fit. This guy just becomes a roadblock of sorts. But I don't really want to deal with him. There's another Ruffian. There's a 2/2 Gutter Skulk. There's another Night Watch. There's a Beckon Apparition. These can be fun for certain things. I'm going to take... I guess I'm going to take the Ruffian again. Murder Investigation, Smite, a Bad Flyer. More removal. Smite's not very good removal for us, but we'll take it anyway. Alright. This would be great if it was an instant, but since it's a sorcery, this Righteous Charge, not quite as helpful as it could be. We'll take this 1-drop for fun. I have too many 3-drops right now. Plus, look, she's got a cool crow. She's a vampire rogue, so she can block rogues, which isn't nothing. That 3-drop rogue that can only be blocked by rogues can be a pain, especially with the Cipher spell on it. So, if we have her and a Smite in hand, that can make a difference there. Yes, that's very conditional, but it can happen. So we're sitting on 3 Smites, very conditional removal. Killing Glare makes 4, 5, 6, 7 straight removal, and a sort of a stall removal, I guess, there. We'll take our Guild Mage at this point as a 2-drop. Ortsov is one of those guilds that it seems like you're just drafting crap, and it all works together. somehow or another. I'm going to take the aerial removal, I'm going to put that straight into my sideboard, just in case I come across someone playing a lot of flyers. We don't have a whole lot of them. But it can be helpful to side that in from time to time. Simic has quite a few good flyers. I haven't seen any of those flying vampires around. They can be quite a pain. So you never know. Sometimes you gotta jump up and block those guys. Sometimes you gotta jump up and swing over. Nothing good here. I'll put the whip into my sideboard. In drawn-out games, I have played the whip, and it's worked for me. But I think for the most part, it doesn't belong in the main. It's not great. So we're looking pretty good coming through pack 2. I'll take this green card. Put our sideboard over here. Oh my. Well, Hold the Gate's actually pretty good. Death's Approach would be fine here, but I really think this merciless eviction is the way to go. Nothing else super great here. Fortress Cyclops isn't great even if he was in the colors. We don't have any gates, but giving everybody vigilance isn't nothing. So really it's between these 3 cards, but we will take the eviction. Because a sweeper in this format, in this draft, absolutely surprises people. They don't expect it, and it can win you the game. Oh my! Treasury Thrall is fantastic. 1000 Lashes is also fantastic. These are both crazy good. And I might actually draft the removal over the Thrall because he costs 6. We're a little bit high on the mana pool here. That's probably not the right choice. I don't know. I don't think Treasury Thrall's worth anything. There's a Guild Gate. And the Kingpin's Pet, of course, we get all of the good cards all at the same time. But this card is fantastic. We're going heavier removal, so we're going to go ahead and take that. That might be a silly move over the Thrall, who is also fantastic. I don't tend to draft Guild Gates over anything else that might work. The Prism's okay, but I'm going to take the Griffin here, because sometimes after we remove everything, we need that flyer for beatdown. He's not a fantastic card, but he can get in there. There's another Edict, and there's a Holy Mantle. I'm taking the Holy Mantle, because that's not nothing. That could be fantastic for us. Ooh, Grisly Spectacle is a great piece of removal. Oh my, we're getting Ortzov all over the place in these. This Urbis Protector is pretty good. This guy has won games for me. He's a bomb, especially versus a stall. And a lot of that's because he has Intimidate, so he can just swing in for 5. And that puts a pretty quick clock on your opponent, but you pay for him. He's an expensive bomb. And you get a creature from the graveyard, which can be nice. So do I want the removal, which is pretty fantastic? Or do I want the giant bomb, which is pretty good. I'm going to take the removal because I love removal, and getting to 7, not always going to happen. We'll take this 1,000 lashes. It's an easy choice here. There's a Griffin and a Transport, which we could consider. We have one Griffin. I'm fine with that. He's, like I said, not great. And the Shadow Slice can be good. You can turn a 1 damage around from a weenie creature that's getting through into 4 damage around. Plus it does 6 damage the turn it comes into play, which can win you the game if they're not expecting it. But 1,000 Lashes is a fantastic card all the time. More Basilica Guards. I love these guys. Did I mention that? They are fantastic. A Skyjack, 5 Alarm Fire, Smog Elementals, no good. Zariki Tiger, not great. I'm going to take the Skyjack for a couple of reasons. He trades profitably with anything up to 3 toughness, and I am happy to trade in the early game and save my removal for when I need it. He can swing in this deck for 3 too if I'm removing. He can get some early beats in, so we're going to take him. And he's a 2-drop. Alright, we will take Hold the Gates here. It's between that or Shadow Slice, really, but I'd rather have Vigilance, I think. Boros Elite, he's not nothing. We could get an Exile Artifact. But again, I think having some quick guys down on the floor works well for us. Midnight Recovery can be pretty nice with the Cipher and into Extort. Taking the 1-drop's good. We have 1 Aerial Maneuver, so I'm going to take the Guild Gate here, which works well with our Hold the Gate if we keep it. We'll put Mental Vapors in the sideboard. We'll take Martial Glory in the board. We'll add the Guild Gate. And the planes. So there's our draft. We have 12 straight into the sideboard, including a 5 land. Of note in the sideboard, Aerial Maneuver, Mental Vapors. If they don't have the blockers out and I feel like I can get a discard engine on them, that's not that bad. But we'll see. It's probably just going to stay over there, as well as Purge the Profane. Sometimes this can be nice if they have bombs I don't want them to have, or late game stuff, and I feel like I can get a profitable trade with this. I'll put it in. If they're playing a fast game and emptying their hand early, it won't go in. Okay, so we have 17 creatures, probably more than we need. We have 3 Smites. I'm taking out... Alright, I know I took this guy, but I'm going to take him out. But at least that way a Boros deck doesn't get him. Boros deck loves the elite. I might take out the Aristocrat. I'm not taking out removal. I don't know if we need Hold the Gates, really. We have such a removal-heavy deck. We have a lot of 3-drops. I might take out one of these guys. Gift of Orzhova is great all the time. King and Pet, great all the time. All of our 4-drops are good, except maybe Assault Griffin. We don't need that many creatures in this strong of a removal deck. So with the land, we're down to 27. We're trying to get down to 23. And now it gets challenging. If we're going to have a low creature count, we're going to just keep 2 smites. 12 creatures. Getting a little lower than I would like. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 removal plus a sweeper. So a super removal. Plus the Debtor's Pulpit. It's not too bad. We have some extort engines in here, mainly the knights, the guards, and the pet. So we got, what, 5 extort, which is not too bad. This edict can be fantastic for a number of reasons. Sometimes it really pays to be able to exile something. Alright, so we're down to 25. We need to get rid of 2 more cards. I'm not getting rid of any more creatures because we do need a few of these guys. So we might get rid of some creature enchantment. Holy Mantle, protection from creatures, great. Lifelink and flying as a 3-drop. I like the Holy Mantle, this might not be the right deck for it. Even though it makes somebody unblockable. I make my Knight of Obligation unblockable. That's definitely a thing. But making a guy get +1/+1 and flying often amounts to the same things, especially with all this removal. I can get rid of flyers if they have them. So we keep the eviction. We'll possibly take out the pulpit, and I think we're good. So, some tough choices. I had to take out 2 removal. I always hate taking out removal. And I had to take out the Holy Mantle, which I love the Holy Mantle. But I think we're doing okay here. So we've got 12 creatures, including 3 1-drops, 2 2-drops, 5 3-drops, 2 4-drops. So we're pretty well, we're curving okay on creatures. Not that we need to worry about our curve too much. It is nice to have 1-drops down early for the smites. Like I said, Skyjack is great for trading. Later on, he can swing for swing in the air if he needs to. We do have plenty of walls, and that's to stop the more aggressive decks. They work surprisingly well. The Slate Street Ruffian is a pain. They don't want to block him because they'll discard a card. So he can just keep dealing 2 for a while. I've let him through more than I should have from time to time. All the same, I'm just going to keep 1, even though we drafted 3, because we have such great other cards to choose from. I can't believe we got 2 of these, and the 2 Knights of Obligation, and the Grisly Spectacle. So we got great removal there. How much removal are we sitting on now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 single target removal and a sweeper. And we're going to win, hopefully, by putting a Gift of Ortzova on this Knight of Obligation and swinging over their head with Vigilance with a 3/5 lifelink. But who knows? It could go any way. The lifelink goes well with the Guild Mage, so we can double our damage with anything that has lifelink. And that works out just fine for me. Alright, so I think that's our deck. Stay tuned for round 1 in our Gatecrash Swiss draft. This is Bava signing off. We're going to add some land, of course. even Steven or nicely distributed here. So 17 land, 23 cards, 12 creatures, 11 other, of which 10 of those other are removal of one sort or another, and then we have one creature enchantment here. So we'll see how this does. I've had good luck with similar decks to this in previous drafts, so hopefully this one will do well.